State lawmakers wrapped up the session this week. It was called to address a nearly $780 million budget gap. During the session, state lawmakers came up with a three-part plan. They took care of one part when they ended corporate tax breaks. The other two parts were left up to Governor Polis. Today, he unveiled some of his solutions. His plan cuts about $103 million in spending from 8 state departments. It redirects another approximately $146 million in cash funds from state accounts. Brandon Richard with Scripps News Group in Denver has been following the funding. He explains where we'll see some of the biggest cuts.
Well, the governor says the cuts were spread across departments, with Medicaid and higher ed among the programs taking the hardest hit. Colorado faced a $783 million budget gap after a federal Republican tax and spending bill reduced the state's revenue. During the special session that ended earlier this week, lawmakers got rid of nearly $250 million in tax breaks for big businesses. But they left the rest of the work rebalancing the budget to Governor Polis.
And unlike Congress, Colorado balances our budget. And that's why, after careful consideration, the legislature came back. I'm taking the actions I am today.
Thursday, the governor announced over $100 million in direct spending cuts to state programs and nearly $150 million in redirected spending, which were also considered cuts. Polis says the state will use about $325 million from state reserves. Polis also presented his plan to state lawmakers on the Joint Budget Committee. He says the cuts come from several areas, with the largest single cut coming from the Department of Healthcare Policy and Financing due to the governor rolling back Medicaid provider rates.
I'm just curious as to why that you cut provider rates and you cut healthcare essentially for making it difficult for families that are on Medicaid to access healthcare. Those provider rates and that Medicaid, they draw down federal funds. So I'm wondering why you cut those and why you did not cut covering all Coloradoans.
Governor Polis.
So, again, I don't look at it as us cutting health care. I look at it as us delivering the cuts that were in H.R. 1.
About $12 million in cuts will come from the Department of Higher Education, but Polis says there will still be a net increase to that department. The governor says there are no cuts to K-12 education or to public safety.
The Colorado budget is balanced.
In Denver, Brandon Richard, Scripps News Group.
Brandon, thank you. Because of the multi-million-dollar shortfall, the state has begun its hiring freeze. Governor Polis says the hiring freeze will save the state between $3 and $7 million. It went into effect yesterday. It will last until the end of the year. Scripps News Group in Denver spoke with Colorado Winds. It's a union representing more than 27,000 state employees. It says their concern is the trickle-down effect on current state employees.
The fact that employees will have to essentially make up the work for those vacant positions, it's very likely that other state employees will make the decision to leave the state.
Governor Polis says the freeze will not impact critical positions like firefighters and corrections employees or positions that get money from Tabor exempt funding.